Origin and attributes. In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, Nanna, known as Sin in Akkadian culture, emerged as a revered deity embodying the mystical and influential presence of the moon in the night sky. Imagine living in a time where the moon's phases are not just celestial phenomena, but integral to your understanding of the world and your place in it. For the people of ancient Sumer, Nanna personified this majestic celestial body, making him a central figure in their pantheon and daily lives. Nanna's identity as the god of the moon brought with it a host of associations and attributes that resonated deeply with the people of that era. The moon, with its cyclical waxing and waning, became a powerful symbol of time, change, and renewal. It was a celestial clock that dictated the rhythm of life, from agricultural cycles to religious festivals. In a world governed by natural forces, Nanna's lunar domain provided a sense of order and predictability. Furthermore, Nanna was revered for his wisdom. The night, illuminated by the moon's gentle glow, was a time of reflection and insight. It brought a different kind of knowledge, one that was introspective and profound. This connection to wisdom made Nanna a patron of divination and decision-making, revered not just for his illumination of the night, but for his guidance in the darkness of uncertainty. Nanna's influence also extended to fertility. The moon's impact on the tides and its perceived effect on agricultural fertility tied Nanna to the very essence of life and sustenance. This made him an essential deity for farmers and herders who looked to the moon for signs and omens. In essence, Nanna's role as the moon god encapsulated a blend of the mystical and the practical. He was a symbol of the natural rhythms of the world, a guide through the night's darkness, and a wise deity who imparted balance and harmony. His attributes reflected the human desire to understand and harmonize with the natural world, a quest as relevant today as it was in ancient Mesopotamia. Worship in temples. The worship of Nanna, the moon god, was a central aspect of religious life in ancient Mesopotamia, deeply interwoven with the daily lives and spiritual beliefs of its people. Imagine living in a world where gods were thought to directly influence every aspect of existence, from the growth of crops to the fate of kingdoms. In this world, the worship of Nanna was not just a religious duty. It was a vital connection to the divine, believed to ensure prosperity, wisdom, and harmony. Nanna's chief temple was in the city of one of the great urban centers of ancient Sumer. This temple, known as the Ikishnugul, was home to a grand ziggurat, a towering step pyramid that was both a marvel of architecture and a sacred space. Picture a massive structure rising high above the city, where priests and worshippers ascended to be closer to the heavens, to Nanna himself. The temple was more than a place of worship. It was a hub of cultural and community life, hosting festivals, rituals, and ceremonies that reinforced the bond between the divine and the earthly. The rituals and ceremonies dedicated to Nanna were closely tied to the lunar cycle. Monthly ceremonies at the new moon and full moon were common, reflecting the deep connection the Sumerians felt with the celestial movements. These rituals were not only spiritual acts, but also social gatherings, reinforcing community bonds and shared beliefs. Additionally, Nanna's temple in was a center of learning and divination. Priests who served Nanna were not just religious figures. They were scholars, astronomers, and astrologers. They studied the stars and the moon, seeking to understand the divine messages sent through celestial movements. This pursuit of knowledge made the temple a place of wisdom, attracting people seeking guidance and insight. Nanna's worship was also significant in the city of Haran and in Nippur, where another major temple dedicated to him stood. These temples were not just religious buildings. They were symbols of the god's presence and protection, integral to the identity and prosperity of the cities they graced. In this way, the worship of Nanna and his temples played a vital role in the spiritual and communal life of ancient Mesopotamians. They were places where the heavens touched the earth, where the divine and the human worlds met, and where the community came together under the watchful gaze of their celestial guardian. Mythology and family. In the intricate tapestry of Mesopotamian mythology, Nanna, or Sin in Akkadian, the moon god, held a place of both reverence and familial significance. His story and relationships with other deities reflect the human-like dynamics and complexities of the divine family in ancient mythology. Nanna was born to Enlil, the god of air and storm, and Ninlil, the goddess of grain and air. This divine lineage placed him among the most important gods in the Sumerian and Akkadian pantheons. Picture a celestial family where each member not only embodies natural phenomena, but also represents different aspects of human life and civilization. In this divine family, Nanna's role was that of the wise and calming presence, contrasting with his father Enlil's more tempestuous nature. As a father, Nanna had two significant offspring who also played major roles in Mesopotamian myths: Inanna, or Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, and Utu, or Shamash, the sun god and the god of justice. This trio of celestial bodies, the moon, the sun, and the Venus star, associated with Inanna, formed a powerful and symbolic family that influenced many aspects of Mesopotamian life, from agriculture to law, and from warfare to love. The dynamics within this divine family often mirrored those found in human families. Nanna's relationship with his children encompassed guidance, support, and sometimes conflict, reflecting the multifaceted nature of human relationships. In myths where these deities interacted, there were tales of rivalry, cooperation, and parental concern, all of which would have resonated with the people of the time. Furthermore, Nanna's story is interwoven with themes of wisdom and guidance. As the moon, a celestial body that illuminates the night, Nanna was seen as a guiding light, a symbol of hope and wisdom in the darkness. This attribute made him a deity to whom people turned for counsel and insight, particularly in matters beyond human understanding. In essence, the mythology and family relationships of Nanna provided the ancient Mesopotamians with a divine framework that mirrored their own societal and familial structures. Through these stories, they could explore and understand the complexities of life, relationships, and the natural world. Cultural significance. Nanna, the Sumerian moon god, also known as Sin in Akkadian, held a profound place in the cultural and spiritual life of ancient Mesopotamian civilizations. His significance transcended mere worship, embedding itself in the very fabric of daily life, community rituals, and the understanding of the cosmos. In a society where celestial bodies were deeply intertwined with human affairs, Nanna's role as the moon god was multifaceted. The moon, with its regular phases and its influence on the night sky, was a natural calendar and clock for the ancient Mesopotamians. It governed the rhythm of agricultural activities, marking time for planting and harvesting. For a civilization heavily reliant on agriculture, Nanna's lunar cycle was a critical guide, and his favor was sought for bountiful crops and prosperity. Nanna's cultural impact also extended to the realm of wisdom and divination. The moon, source of light in the darkness, was seen as a symbol of guidance and insight. Nanna, therefore, was not just a deity to be worshipped. He was a wise figure to be consulted. In times of uncertainty or difficulty, his priests and priestesses would interpret omens and signs, believed to be messages from Nanna, to guide decisions and predict future events. Moreover, Nanna's temples, particularly the great ziggurat of Ur, were not just places of worship. They were centers of learning and cultural activity. These temples housed priests, scholars, and astronomers who studied the stars and the moon, contributing to the early development of astronomy. The knowledge generated in these temples influenced various aspects of Mesopotamian culture, from architecture to literature. Festivals dedicated to Nanna, aligned with the lunar cycle, were significant communal events. These festivals reinforced social bonds and cultural identity, bringing people together in a shared reverence for the divine forces that shaped their lives. In summary, Nanna's cultural significance in ancient Mesopotamia was profound. He was a guiding force in the night sky, a symbol of wisdom and insight, and a key figure in the synchronization of religious, agricultural, and societal activities. Through Nanna, the ancient Mesopotamians found a divine connection that helped them navigate the complexities of their world. Influence on later cultures. The influence of Nanna, the Mesopotamian moon god, on later cultures is a remarkable example of how ancient religious figures can leave lasting legacies that extend far beyond their original contexts. Nanna, known as Sin in Akkadian, was more than a deity in the pantheon. He became a symbol whose attributes and significance were adapted and integrated into the evolving tapestry of human civilization. As empires in Mesopotamia rose and fell, the worship of Nanna Sin adapted to these changes. Even as the political landscape shifted with the dominance of Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian empires, Nanna retained his importance, though his role and representation evolved with each era. This continuity highlights a remarkable aspect of cultural resilience and the ability of religious beliefs to adapt to changing societal contexts. Nanna's influence also extended to neighboring regions and cultures. The moon, a universal celestial body, has always held significant place in many cultures, and elements of Nanna's mythology and symbolism likely permeated into the lunar deities of these cultures. This cross-cultural influence illustrates how ideas and beliefs can travel and transform across different societies and epochs. Furthermore, Nanna's association with wisdom, time, and fertility influenced the development of astrology and astronomy in the region. The moon's phases, so central to Nanna's identity, were critical for timekeeping and agricultural planning. This practical application of celestial observation showcases how religious figures can also influence scientific thought and practices. In later historical and religious narratives, elements reminiscent of Nanna can be found. The enduring fascination with the moon and its mystical and practical influences on life echo the reverence ancient Mesopotamians had for Nanna. This shows how ancient deities can leave subtle but enduring marks on human culture and thought. In essence, the influence of Nanna's sin on later cultures represents the enduring nature of mythological and religious figures. They transcend their initial cultural and temporal boundaries, continuing to influence and be reinterpreted in successive civilizations, reflecting the dynamic and interconnected nature of human cultures throughout history.